Alright everybody, and welcome back to the Goody Pantry. So today I'm going to show you how to make this lovely looking sun-dried tomato and pesto bloomer bread. Here's your ingredients coming up on the screen. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and make sure you click the bell icon to let you know when all new videos are getting released. Okay, here we go. So here we've got both our flours already mixed together in a bowl. I've got our mixed seeds. We've got the sun-dried tomatoes that I've roughly chopped. I've got some vegan pesto. I've got the salt and the sugar already mixed. I've got the yeast, this is instant yeast. And I've got my lukewarm water. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to add the flour. Now you saw on the ingredients list there was a special mix for this flour. And now I'm going to add the salt and the sugar. So just when you've had them, give it a good stir, make sure it's well incorporated. And next we're going to go in with the yeast. And we're just going to do the same thing with the yeast. We're just going to make sure we well mix it into the flour. So now you want to get your bread on a mixer or in a bowl. If you're doing it by hand, you can do this by hand. And then you want to just slowly start adding the water to your mix. So don't throw it all in at the same time because it can be a bit difficult to mix that way. But what you're going to notice with this bread mix, once it comes together, it's going to feel really stiff, a very heavy dough. But we want that because we're then going to add the tomatoes and the pesto, which have liquid on them. So this will take you about 3 minutes for all your ingredients to come together. And as you can see now, the bowl is just starting to cling from the sides. At that point, when it's like this, so now we're going to knead this for 5 minutes. So after the 5 minutes, this is what the dough is like, and I'll lift it out and you can see it's a very firm, stodgy dough. But that's what we want, like I said, because at this point we're now going to add our other ingredients. So what you want to do is get your seeds in there. And then we've got our sun-dried tomatoes. These are the ones that have been soaked in oil, so this is why you have a bit of a drier bread mix. And then again with the pesto. Now you can use any pesto you want. I did a vegan version of this, so I used the vegan pesto. So you're going to set this away now, and this is going to bring all those ingredients into the dough. Now you don't want to do this at the start because what will happen is all your tomatoes will just become part of the dough and you'll have a smooth dough, you'll lose all the texture. So what you're going to do is it's going to take roughly 3 minutes to bring all this in together, and it's about another 5 minutes. So you want to time this for 8 minutes, and after 8 minutes your dough will look like this. Now as I lift this up, and I'll just touch the dough with my finger, and you'll be able to see that it's just sticking. So all that extra moisture is now back into the dough. So I'm going to transfer this over to a different bowl. So I'm just going to put a splash of olive oil in my bowl. Make sure you grease up all the sides and the bottom, and then we're going to transfer our dough mix into the bowl. So once you transfer the dough over, you're going to cover it with a cloth, and you're going to leave it to prove for 1 hour. Because it's going to double, if not triple in size, and you'll see that just here. So it's been 1 hour, and that's how it should come up. It should come up really big. So what you're going to do now is just knock the air out of the dough, and then bring it from the sides. So what I'm going to do now, just give the surface that I'm working on a dust and a flour. Because this is a bit of a sticky dough, you're going to need a bit of flour on your surface. And then we're going to put those down, and again, just with your fingers, just start knocking all the air out of the dough. And then as you're doing that, just stretch it. And give it a flip. and then just keep stretching it. So at this point, what you want to do now, you want to fold in from the sides to the meat in the center, and then roll up from the bottom. And this will give you your log or your bloomer shape, which then once you go, just roll it backwards and forwards a little bit, push the sides in, and then we can get ready to tray this up. Now you can just put this on a regular baking tray and it'll bloom up like it's supposed to do, but I'm just going to show you another way of doing it as well. So you can actually use like a roasting tray or a roasting pan to get the same result. So I'm going to show you how to do that one here. So I've just got a standard roasting pan here, which I'm now going to grease up and line with paper, and then pop your dough in, and then just trim off the excess of your parchment paper. And then once you've got that done, we're then going to cover that and leave it for 50 minutes to prove again. So it's been 50 minutes. I'm going to bring this back and you'll see how it's rose up again. So now what I'm going to do, and this part's optional, you don't have to do this part, I just like to. I've got a baker's blade here, and I'm just going to score the bread. So I'm just going to go down the centre. You might have to do it twice just because of the seeds that are in the bread. And then round the sides, I'm just going to go on a diagonal. So now once I've got that done, so you can see there how I've got the score marks, and then I'm just going to dust the top with some flour. And then I'm just going to put the tea towel back across it, and just going to leave it for another 10 minutes just to let it finish off the proving. So at this point, you can get your oven to temperature as well. So I cooked this at 200 degrees fan, which is 220 regular, gas mark 6, or 390 Fahrenheit. So this is ready to go in. So this is going to go in now for 20 to 25 minutes. So this is after 20 minutes. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm taking it out because I'm going to put it back in without the tray just to crisp up just like this. Now, you can handle the bread, it's absolutely fine. Just my hands are used to hot heat. Make sure you're using a tea towel or oven glove or something like that because it will be very hot. And then it was back in for another 10 minutes, and that's the loaf when it came out. And there it is when it's all done and served up. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. There will be some more videos coming up. I've got Nutella buns coming up next. I'm also going to be making broth and a load of different other videos. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, like and subscribe. If you can, share the videos. Hit the bell icon, and I'll catch you at the next one.